really my thing. Bandicoot! I like Crash Bandicoot, and that's why every June I try to celebrate him. I mean, after all, it's not only my birthday month, but Crash 3 was the first video game I ever played, and if you don't like it, you can chode off. So let's take a look back at why I love Crash so much. I've never done that before, have I? Crash Bandicoot is a video game, and that's where it should have ended. But when something is good, and it does well, they make merchandise. I don't even like M&Ms. And our favourite, Cash Banuka, has had his fair share of merchandise for you to show off how much you love him. You know, you'll wake up one day, get ready with your grey Crash Bandicoot hat and put on your Crash Bandicoot Christmas woolly jumper because of all the snow in June, head downstairs to sit at your, oh hang on, you forgot your pants, put on your Aku Aku lounge pants, but don't worry about the matching pyjama top because it doesn't fit you. Head downstairs to sit at your Crash Bandicoot breakfast table from Zavvi.com, get out your Crash Team Racing coasters that fit together to make a complete car tyre so you can put down your morning coffee in your Uka Uka mug, and your Crash Bandicoot mug, and your Crash Bandicoot box mug, and your Crash Bandicoot box mug. Whip out your phone with its Crash Bandicoot 4 phone case on, take a drink from your Uka Uka mug that's now a Crash Bandicoot pint glass, and then see you can buy even more Crash Bandicoot stuff online, so you go to get your Crash Bandicoot shoulder bag in order to dig in and find your Crash Bandicoot wallet. Oh, what's that? It's another Crash Bandicoot hat. And then you order the Crash Bandicoot thing you wanted, and then wait a week for it to arrive, only to discover they sent you the wrong thing, and now you have a Crash Bandicoot Pez dispenser. Oh, hark, what is that? That's my ear. Are you thinking that I just blew my load all at once on all of the Crash Bandicoot merch I own for the sake of an intro joke? You don't have a clue who I am. And I wanted to make a whole video about all of the insane Crash merch that I could reasonably get my hands on, all the way from the mid-90s to the mid-2020s, spending way too much in the process, easily upwards of a few thousand. I wish I was joking. I am single-handedly keeping this franchise alive. Some of this stuff is fantastic, and some of it is trash without a god, but rest assured, they are all official, even including everything you saw in that intro gag, with licensed packaging and everything, even the costume. And that's why I wanted to make this video. It's so damn fascinating to me how far gone from planet Earth some of this shit is. God damn, why do I make Bandicoot in June? It's way too hot. These camera lights are not helping me, man. I can't handle this. Insane Trilogy promo sweatband. Official. Before kicking off though, I want to make one thing clear. I will not be looking at any custom created unofficial things from Etsy and places like that, because that rabbit hole is bottomless and all the rabbits are dead. Which does sadly mean I have to miss out on some great things like this custom Crash and Coco plush that the lovely Clockter on Instagram made for me, along with this amazing acrylic Crash merry-go-round she also made for me, or this Burrito Cortex plush from the lovely Miss Twyla on Instagram, and these two handmade masks from the lovely I don't know, because they were a birthday present and I'm not going to find out who made them. I'm not an assassin. Not to mention, if you go too far into the depths of Etsy, you end up finding, woof. You know what gave me the inspiration for this video though? I love going into vintage clothes shops to find bargains on extremely cool clothes that were all the rage when I was a kid. Does that sound like I'm trying to dress up like a child? And the last time I was in one, I was lucky enough to snag this genuine 1997 Tomb Raider 2 shirt, with all the logos on it and everything. IDOS there, core designs there, pretty sick. But then after finding this, it made something come out of my head that I had buried 20 years ago.
Crash Bandicoot clothes?
I mean, yeah, I was like 5 years old and they were pajamas, so trying to get into them nowadays would be like... But after that memory was unlocked, I then thought, huh, surely they didn't just make kids' clothes to promote a kids' game. Why would they do that? And so I looked on eBay and managed to find 3 of them. And let's just say, thank God I found the Tomb Raider 2 one in a thrift shop. And that's because these kinds of shirts, on eBay at least, can go for extortionate prices, and these are no exception. These two here are from 1999 and are for Crash 2 and 3. The grey one still has its tag on it, pretty cool, and according to the back, he's ready for action. With that face, I'd say he was more ready for a trumpet. And you know what? I don't blame him if he's ready for anything. If I were being tickled like this, I'd be ready to curb stomp you. The blue shirt is really cool too, because it has Crash on it staring at you through an air conditioning vent. The back though is where it really comes alive. Look at all this stuff going on. Crash is here, Crash's middle third is here, but at least they zoomed in and focused on the most important parts of the image. The bike's headlamp and the mud flap. Also, these two being right next to each other really puts me off because the background is the same image split across two windows, meaning that there's a small Crash here and a big Crash standing right next to him that also just so happens to be a mirrored version of the smaller one. I'm gonna assume it's another Bandicoot, and I'm gonna call him Rash.
The seller said it was large. The seller said it was large!
The best one I found, though, undoubtedly is this one. A 1997 promo Crash t-shirt for Crash 2. Logo on the front, and Crash's back on the back. Good thing that wasn't on the front. Look at Crash go, flying from his home country of Brazil, and breaking free from the force field of national flags. I love this image. I swear to God, this should be the new logo for World Peace Day.
Luckily, this shirt did end up fitting me, which is great, because it goes really well with this 2020's official Crash Bandicoot beanie from BioWorld, the old mixed with the new. But at least the beanie uses the original Crash Bandicoot logo, so it doesn't look too out of place. Or you could always wear the much cheaper official Crash Bandicoot bandana, so you can rep your Crash Bandicoot gang in England.
Yo, pip pip cheerio, you skank-ass bitch!
But anyway, after finding those shirts, I then remembered about the time that Activision sent me this promotional Crash 4 jigsaw puzzle to tease the game ages before it was officially announced. Sadly, I can't find it anywhere in my house. I think I've lost it. But all of this got me thinking even more. What other mental shit has Crash stuck his face on? What were the limits of his depravity? How low did his morals go for selling out? And so, here we are, with this video. Uh-oh, I said the secret word, video. And you know what that means? It's time to have a look at... I forgot the watch.
Yeah, check this out. It's a Crash Team Racing nitro-fueled watch. Perfect for those moments where you don't want to tell the time because it's broken. But hey, at least I can go about my day knowing that it's 1/4 nose. It has new batteries in it, but it just doesn't move. I don't get it. How is it that something I ordered from my own country ends up breaking in transit, but then this 23-year-old Crash Team Racing RC car from America doesn't? Yeah, how fantastic is this? It's a genuine CTR remote-controlled car. With no box, sadly, but I wasn't going to display something as sick as this. I'm going to take it out and use it. It wasn't cheap. I'm going to get my money's worth.
Hello. This is official as well. Yeah, I couldn't believe it either, but yeah, there's the packaging, licensed by Activision. It's horrible, isn't it? And I also didn't realize that this was wired. It's not a wireless RC car, so I'm not expecting miracles, but let's get it into gear and go, like it's Crash Team Racing, let's go. Okay, he doesn't turn, that's kind of a problem, but like, he does have a back button, which turns him the wrong damn direction. His wheels also go over the wire when he's turning, so this isn't really working out how I... There we go. And that's kind of the extent of that, I suppose. That wasn't too impressive, was it? That was 2-button. Wired RC car that doesn't turn and doesn't go that quick. I think it's a bit of a waste of money. Why do kids need all this plastic light-up electric shit anyway? Can't they be happy with a ball from the Insane Trilogy promo launch? No, come back! It was expensive! I'm mad now. Ah! And when I'm mad, I slam my fist on the table.
It's a mug shaped like Crash's hand. This is not fake, this is real. Look, it says so right here on the box. It's a Crash Bandicoot shaped mug, even though I don't remember Crash Bandicoot being shaped like that. Look at this joke. If a bomb dropped every time I said the word why about this design, it wouldn't be too many bombs, so I could live with it. The gags just write themselves. I mean, what do you expect me to do with it? You're daring me not to do it. It's even a cup, for shit's sake. It's made to keep liquid in. No, God, stop it! And even if I were being sensible, all I could think about while drinking from this is the sweat in between Crash's sandy fingers. Would you drink water from someone else's hand like that? I wouldn't even do it with my own hand, and I know where my hands have been.
Hang on! Caddy, what are you doing in space? Aha! I knew you'd be talking about merchandise, so I flew all the way to Japan and bought you back some things. Wow, just for me? I'm not thanking you. Oh no, I'm overheating. Huh, look at these. How awesome are they? Japanese Crash Bandicoot manga. These are official too.
It's a shame I can't read them, but they are class either way. Just looking at them is enough for me. Check out Cortex here. Why does he look like a big fish? I suppose I could always get the basics and use Google Translate, but then we end up with Bandicoot Seitan Spudgers is a big adventure, Bandic Jansu is a big adventure in class, and Pandicta Adventure with TM 900,000 Big Bandic Motads. I think it's a better idea for me to just start learning Japanese instead. Oh. Do books catch diseases?
Wait a second. If the paper from books can get sick, then that means other things made of paper can get—
Hello, I'm Spons.
Look everyone, Spons is dying!
I can't keep going. I can't afford the medical bills.
Oh thank god, no more sponsor interruptions. So anyway—
Oh no, I'm still doing them. I've got one right now from the Naraka Blade point.
Why? You'd be dead soon. What's the point?
I just can't afford the medical bills at the moment, but after this I'll be fine. Naraka Blade Point is a melee combat battle royale game that features extremely fast hand-to-hand combat, quick mobility with grappling hook platforming, and an endless collection of different weapons to mess around with. It's really damn good, and it should be obvious because Naraka is an anagram of rank. Wait, that's not a good word, is it? Right now the game is free to play, so there's no better time to jump in on Steam, Epic Games, Xbox Series X, Xbox One, PS5, Deck of Cards, Grandfather Clock, and Policeman's Hat.
Mr. Spons, somebody on the phone wants to wish you a swift recovery.
Oh really? Who is it? Oh wow. It's 20 million people that have played Naraka already, and they're all enjoying the vast arsenal of melee weapons, each with their own dynamic moves, leading to limitless combat scenarios and possibilities to get the upper hand. Unlike some other no-brainer shootout games that I definitely haven't done any sponsors with in the past, Naraka uses a counter system to allow you to predict the enemy's next attacks and then use the best actions to attack back. It's not just about being quick and hitting triggers before everyone else. Everybody meets you on the same level, and fights can go on as long as they need to, with rock, paper, scissors style melee attacks that need to be reacted to in split seconds in real time. It sounds good, doesn't it? So head to the description right now to download the game and log in to get a load of free skins and chests. Please, do it now. I want to see my family again.
Why are you paying for your healthcare?
The NHS doesn't cover kites.
Oh.
They're racist.
Okay, let me know when you're dead.
While still on the topic of Japan, here are a couple of little tiny Crash figurines from there. If I'm right in my research, then specifically these are from the Universal Studios theme park in Japan, possibly from Gacha Machines, but I'm not sure. These are notable for two reasons. First of all, because this is one of the only pieces of merch for Penta Penguin I think I've ever seen, very quaint. And secondly, because this is the best pose Crash has ever been in. There's also this itsy bitsy teeny weeny ickle bickle
car pulley back car backy.
And my personal favourite, these backpack straps. Check it out, it's a baby T figure, that's adorable. Actually, wait a second, I was wrong. These aren't backpack straps, they're mobile phone charms. Oh boy, who remembers that era of tech? You'd have this tiny flat little phone the size of a debit card with a giant platted sausage hanging off of it. Who did this to their poor phones? Make yourselves known. I want to know who put these on their phones so I can send myself to you in a barrel and have a talk with you. Another Japanese thing I got my hands on were these pretty rare keyring figures from 1998. Surprisingly high detailed, and even better, they even move. Not very much, but they still move. Look, he's nearly 30 years old, he has arthritis, he's practically dead. Not to mention, I don't think I've ever seen merchandise related to one of Crash's death animations before. This slightly translucent ghost Crash is terrific. I kinda want to use him, but I don't want to ruin him either. You know, any more ruined than he already is, because he's dead.
My favourite thing that I found from Japan specifically, though, this is a Crash Team Racing toy. Made from rubber.
I shit you not, this is a 1-inch tall Crash Team Racing figure from Japan, made entirely from orange rubber. Why does this exist? Who bought this? Why did I spend possibly the highest amount of money per tenth of a pound of rubber in existence for it? So that I could show you on camera in a video that there is a Crash Team Racing figure from Japan made entirely from orange rubber. I don't know what to say. What can I say? It's one color, it doesn't move. When you throw it on the floor, it doesn't bounce back to you, flies outside and never comes back. If you use it as an English rubber, it's not very good. And if you use it as an American rubber, then you have a very strange knob. But hey, if you think that's a bad contraceptive, then take a look at this on my shelf. It's the complete opposite. It's such a good contraceptive that it repels women before they even go near me. This here is the Insane Trilogy limited Crash statue from First for Figures, released in 2017, number 969 out of 1,450, and it is brilliant. But with something like this, I'm not getting any of that. The level of detail is meticulous, from the creases on his trousers to the shading in his hair. He's not too cute, not too ugly, not too manic, not too sane, and he even has a belly button, reminding you that he had to have his cord cut. It even comes with Crash's social security card, where he IDs himself as a painful vegan crap. And so the circle of life carries on, from something very big to something very small. These are, yet again from Japan, nanoblocks. Basically Lego, but 1,000 times smaller, 1,000 times harder, and instead of hurting your feet, the pieces vanish into your skin, never to be seen again. Even though imported from Japan, these little things in the UK at least are available in pretty much every major game shop at extremely cheap prices, and so as a Lego fan, I couldn't say no to them. This is the complete set of Crash block sets, and they are extremely neat, but also a total joke at the expense of anyone that bought them. Oh my god, if you have kids, not only have you made a mistake, but also don't get them nanoblocks. They are the most awkward, fiddly, and delicate pieces of bastard I've ever seen. Building them requires an engineering degree, and they fall apart if you so much as breathe on them. I hate it whenever I need to move these little idiots around, because there is a 98% chance my beloved engine will lose his legs and turn into Humpty Dumpty, and then you have to spend 4 hours searching for his legs because of how tiny they are, only for you to find them 2 days later living in your arm crease. I love these things, but don't buy them. Oof. I need to calm down, and what better way to calm down than with this good loot Crash Bandicoot 4 jigsaw puzzle. No! Okay, fine, how about an easier puzzle? And when I say easier, I mean like ignoring your mother when she calls you kind of easy. Here is a Cash Banuka foam puzzle from the year 2000. I'd love to say this was cool and worth the price tag, but this doesn't even look legit. The artwork is so cheap. Is Crash holding a cane while waving to the royals? Oh, hello, King Charles. How's your mum doing? The logo is tacky. The drawings are tacky. It's way too easy. Hang on, is this for babies? Do babies do jigsaw puzzles with foam? Why foam? Is it so that you can do it in the bath? Who wants to solve jigsaw puzzles with Johnson & Johnson in your eyes? Oh no! You just got Crash Bandicoot PC mouse matted! From the year 2000, here's another thing that's foamy and way too easy as a jigsaw.
I did it.
The official Crash Bandicoot mouse mat, for all the times you needed a Crash with no neck to keep you company while you spent more time on your computer, which is not where any of his games were available to play. This thing is ludicrous. How are you supposed to use it? It's comically small. I can barely fit my mouse. In fact, it's small enough to even be my mouse. Oh, I'm thirsty. Don't forget to hydrate. Oh, Jesus. They didn't think too much about this design, did they? I forgot that I'm trying to find something to calm me down. This is failing. I need something else, preferably something that isn't screaming at me. Oh, I know. This. At first glance, this thing is terrible. It's a cool figure of Crash in a cart, but the wheels don't spin, the arms don't turn, and the engine falls off.
Well, great. How will I get to work now?
And that's because this is not just a figure. It's a figure with a purpose. For within the engine bay, you can put an incense cone, set it alight, and then holy shit, that is ace. Yeah, this is an official Crash Team Racing incense burner, and it's probably the only time in your life where willingly putting a fire in your car engine is a good idea. I love stuff like this. It's not only really cool just to look at on its own, but also has a practical use, and it just so happens that that practical use makes it look even cooler. This is some sick merchandise.
Wow! Hold up! Is that a fire? That's good.
William the Useless Fireman! Well, I suppose while everything's on fire, we can at least make the smoke look cool with these Crash Bandicoot lights from Paladone. Oh, wait a second. Where's my Crash one? These kinds of merch, honest to God, confuse my little bum. I am not against lights at all. I love lights. But these miniature battery-powered ones just don't do anything for me. They aren't that bright, they slam batteries down like a drunk, and they don't look particularly good either. I mean, just look at poor Crash. He looks like he's being slowly killed from radiation. The skin around his mouth crosses over the level of fleshy pink that I'm comfortable with. His stubby hands don't have any fingers. His arms look like they'd make wet slapping noises and smell of fish. Way too much time was put into the curvature of his cake, and what the hell is going on down here? He looks like a penguin in a G-string. The company that made these lights is called Paladone, and in their defense, there is one miniature battery-powered light they make that I do like. This TNT one. Not only because it's shaped like what it's supposed to be, but because in-game TNT glows after you jump on top of it, which is exactly the same idea here. It makes perfect sense if you're looking for an ideal quirky gift for a Crash Bandicoot fan. The best thing about it though is that it doesn't only light up when you push it down, but it even does the sound. And actually, Paladone also made this neat little thing. A USB nightlight of Crash suffocating in a jar. I don't get the theming, but I won't complain, it does look pretty cool. It feels like I've captured an endangered forest nymph.
Hey baby, I noticed you look at me when I shouted at you to look at me. Why don't we cut the small talk and get down to business? In my love nest.
Okay, I have to admit, this isn't official. It's a Chinese bootleg king-size bed set. But can you blame me for ignoring my own rules for just one damn second? Because this is the funniest shit I think I've ever seen. Can you imagine waking up in the middle of the night and that face is staring right into your eyes? Can you imagine looking down in the morning and seeing Crash's greasy fingers resting on your chest? Can you imagine your children coming in to wake you up after a nightmare and then this rises from the dark to comfort them? Can you imagine being intimate with your partner, but it isn't your partner? It's Crash Bandicoot! I can't think of a single reasonable justification for anybody wanting to buy this, bootlegged or not, so why is it available to buy? Who wants this? I mean, I know I bought it, but shut up! Polo, what we're doing is completely natural, stop screaming! It's just that face, man. Whether you're sleeping, relaxing, or mashing one out, I can't tell if he's horrified or is waiting for his turn. Disgusting, heinous, criminal. And for God's sake, why are there 3 of them at once?
Perhaps it's time for us to get out of bed then and slip on our officially licensed Cash Banuka socks.
And then make our way downstairs while playing Crash Bandicoot by Tiger Electronics, being extra careful not to
I broke my ribs for this.
I'll break more if you don't shut up.
Oh, look everyone, it's... Who is it?
I've got something for you in the kitchen.
Wow, for me?
Follow me, kiddo.
Golly, I wonder what kind of present he has for me in there. I mean, it could be anything. It could be a plate or a baguette. Man, I just can't wait. It's like Christmas came early. But it isn't Christmas. That's why it's early.
Go, Gadget, you're metal now.
First of all, this here is a giant Crash plush from 2001, and I'm pretty sure it came from Crane Games or theme park fairground attractions as a prize. I don't know, honestly.
Sorry, I gotta get the character.
And secondly, these are vintage fridge magnets from 2001, still sealed. And even though I would love to keep it that way, I'm sorry, these are dress-up pieces. I'm opening this bitch and slutting Crash out as much as I can. These were only available in the US back in the day, and that sucks because kid me would have sat on the kitchen floor playing with these for hours.
Yeah, kids today have their smartphones and their Fortnite. I had magnets.
Look everyone, I did it. The ultimate life form. You know what else I had as a kid? Plastic toys that came for free in cereal boxes. Is that still a thing today? If it isn't, you kids are missing out. The toy was the tastiest part of the box. Once again, from 2001, which at this point might as well be the Crash Bandicoot merchandise renaissance, Nestle cereals came with either a Spyro the Dragon toy, a Tomb Raider toy, or a Cash Banuka toy. There were 6 in total, 2 for each franchise, and I have both of the Crash ones right here. They're pretty cute, and I remember having my fun with them as a kid. This one here is a weighted magic balancing Crash thing with a little dent in his chin so you could stick him on a pencil and... Oh. And then there's this one, where Crash looks exactly like a lamp at your nan's house, and all you do is press your fingers down here, and then do what Crash does best. Spin. You know what? These children's cereal toys that came for free are not very impressive.
I knew it.
Well, so far we've seen a nice variety of stuff, haven't we? Some practical, some vintage, some horrible, but you know what we haven't done yet? Food. And where I wish I could tell you that Wumpa Fruit was real, I suppose this is the next best thing.
Your eyes don't deceive you. This is Crash Bandicoot G Fuel. What does the G stand for? Goose.
Aha! Did somebody say goose? I'm cooking one right now! I'm not eating that. Bonjour, everyone! Look, it's my show, and I am the sandwich. And today we're going to be cooking one of my family favorite recipes. Noodles. To start with, you want to get yourself a frying pan, stick it on high heat. Go and get your noodles, and then take the crispy noodles out of the packet. And then take the flavor packet and put it in the bin.
Hello, it's me, the bin. Garbage. I love eating rubbish. Give it me. Bye!
Then what you want to do is you want to get the dry noodles and stick them in the pan, and then make sure you get your Crash Bandicoot G Fuel ready for the boil. Make sure you open the can with your official Crash Bandicoot bottle opener. And then stir it in. Oh, I'm spitting. Oh, no! Stir it very regularly until the noodles go all soft and ropey. And just when you're about to finish, make sure to add your optional Spyro Sweat. And Knuckles Wee. This stuff stinks of BO. What is that? And voila! Bon appetit, bitches.
Right, so first impressions. From the smell, it smells like something that my mum would have given me as a child when I had a runny nose. It smells like some sort of child's medicine. It's not the nicest smell, but it's not the worst smell either. It's very fruity. I feel like I'm about to eat some, like, vegan jackfruit burrito. I guess there's no better way to figure out what it's like than to just... Oh, fuck. No. Oh. You know what? I'm committing to it. I'm gonna swallow it. I promise. I'm gonna have to swallow this in one. I can't chew it. Every time I chew it, a new sour fruit comes out. I did it. I ate my first and only mouthful. I bought those 3 cans imported from the US because they don't sell them in the UK. That was £18 for the 3 of them. That was the biggest waste of food I think I've ever done. Don't do that at home unless you have a YouTube. No, just don't do it. Okay, this is an actual live first proper taste test. You know what? I don't mind it. It's really nice, actually. That's surprising. Oh. Okay, I was gonna say it had a really nice, soft, floaty, juicy, refreshing taste. The aftertaste has just kicked in. And now it's really bitter. And it's now, oh god. That is traveling right back up. Okay, I don't know if that's because my stomach is disagreeing with it or something, but the aftertaste is the worst bit. It all of a sudden goes from really tropical fruity and kind of mango-y, kind of pineapple-y, and then it just completely nosedives after you get that nice taste out. Like once it goes down your system, it just becomes gamer grease. And sadly, the only other vaguely food-related thing I was able to find were these. Adorable little cake toppers from France, made entirely from China. Oh, hey, Coco. Why do you look like Prince? These are especially cute and extremely delicate. I love them to pieces, and they were surprisingly valuable for how small they are, but you can't eat them. Well, you can, but you might block the bit that makes you breathe.
So in that case, while we're still on this weird figure high, why don't we take a look at these action figures from Head Start? These are pretty cool little things based on Cash Banuka 4 in a big tent, meaning each figure doesn't only come with one of the new masks from the game, but just like the game, they also feature 11 points of articulation.
You know, just like this bird. That's not one of the points.
They also show off Crash in a few of the costumes from the game, including the biker jacket. This figure alone was worth it for me. It looks great. I would have bought this with or without me making this video. I'm a right cuck. This Coco figure looks dead serious though. What is with her face? Who pissed in her cornflakes? Why are you judging me for buying toys? It says they're 5+. That's me. I'm 5+ by 24 years. Shove off.
I'm allowed to be an adult liking this stuff. See, I have a Crash Bandicoot adult coloring book. For adults that do coloring. I mean, I don't. Like, I mean, just look, I'm not.
And I don't know, man. Something looks a bit off with this Cortex figure. He looks about ready to do the bump. What shade of lipstick is that, Ned? Oh, hello. I noticed you from across the bar, and I really dig your vibe. By the way, I got all of these figures brand new from Amazon. And whether it's from the supply chain or the delivery, I'm not sure. But where some of these figures are boxed and packaged perfectly, other ones arrived like this, and I have no idea why. Are they old returns sold to me as new? This injustice won't stand. Stop looking at me like that, fruity Cortex.
The thing is though, so far at least, these are the only available figures from this line of toys, except for one, a limited edition golden Crash figure. And how do you get that one? By getting it in a pack with 3 other figures that you already have. This is upside down, isn't it?
The things I do, eh? And all just so that I can say, look, there he is. It's Crash. But one ugly colour. Cortex, I'm gonna skate off of your beard. Here's another one from Head Start. It's yet another Crash figurine, but a little bit bigger, and it comes with a free lick. It's basically the same idea as the other ones, but now you can swap out the hands with hands and swap out the mouth with... Oh dear, that's horrific. Don't worry. Be happy. You know what? I feel like I unfairly skimmed over this thing a second ago. Yeah, I couldn't believe that this was a real thing until I found it. A Cash Banuka coloring book. Clearly not from the UK because, you know, it's spelled wrong. Look, you speak English and we're from a country called England. We are correct. Cope and seethe. I'm not massively one for coloring, but I still loved looking through the pictures here and seeing the possibilities. Oh! Crash, speak to me. What happened to you? Your eye left you. Why do you look like an old man?
You young'uns and your Facebook and your electric lights. I just want to ride my bike.
Here is an image of Coco either running away from a boulder or wearing a massive hat. Ooh! Coco, are you okay? Why do you have a chin from Dr. Seuss? Are they human teeth? Oh my, I'm so sorry. And if you're the creative type but not hugely sold on a book, may I interest you in a Crash 4 pre-order cardboard cube construction kit for all the moments that you wish Dingodile looked like a 1950s TV. Cortex is a block of cheddar.
Either way, even though I do think that some of these books' pictures are a little bit suspect, I still think this thing is pretty neat.
Yeah, you would like that, wouldn't you?
What is that supposed to mean?
You know. I still haven't forgiven you for that.
Come on, man, that was 15 years ago.
I know what you do with colouring pens.
No. Not anymore, I don't.
Ooh, you can run. You can run forever, but you can't hide. Your past will always catch up to you, and when it does, I'll be there, waiting.
Right. Now let's take a look at something. Oh, what was that?
Here is an extremely rare Japanese-only Santa Claus plush from the late 90s. I'm not sure where it's from exactly, but all I can say is that it's not for sale. Well, then why did I buy it then? This is completely adorable. It's perfect, no notes. Even with that colossal bowling ball nose, I now have a new Christmas tree topper. Angel Gabriel, you shit, mate. Crash Bandicoot helped the wise men find Jesus. And you know what? I wish I could find Jesus, because after looking at these 2022 Crash plushes from Play by Play, I need the help of the Lord. There is no amount of squishing or yanking that you can possibly do to make these look appealing. What child wants to snuggle this? If one of my kids wanted one of these, I'd swap the kid out for another one. Look at him grinning at you with his Chad arms. Why is he so top heavy? He's built like a brick shithouse. Then there's this masked version of the plush, which looks like Aku Aku was fused onto Crash's face like an alien movie. And then there's Cortex. Yep, there he is. What's your favourite part about him? That he has broccoli hands? Or that he's shaped like a baseball bat? Oh, my head bone. Bandicoot! So yeah, I don't like these, and this was not the only time Play by Play made Crash plushes. Here's a vintage one from 2001. With a suction cup on it, you know, just in case he's finally had enough and wants to end it. But that does mean you can put him anywhere to watch over you. He can watch you in the living room, he can watch you from the flowers, he can watch you in the car, he can watch you in the garden, he can watch you in the fridge, he can watch you in the shower, he can watch you from the doorbell, he can watch you under the table, please wear trousers. I prefer this design to the other Play-by-Play plushes, but it's still not that great. What is going on with that hairy worm on his face? I'm pretty sure Crash has 2 eyebrows, right? He looks like a Greek used car salesman. And I guess business hasn't been doing too well. Between you and me, he got caught for tax evasion. And this wasn't the only time some madman stuck a suction cup on Crash's head. Here's another one from the year 2000. This is the most vile thing I've ever seen. I'm getting rid of it right now. Here's another vintage plush. Easily my favourite one. From 2001, once again, from Play by Play. This isn't the most vintage Crash plush that I own, but the anatomy is perfect, the design is old school Crash and not Dwayne Johnson. It's exactly how I remember Crash looking in the face when I was a kid, but in plush form. No complaints. This is bingo bingo nice boy. And breaking news, we even get the world's first official confirmation on my channel only that Crash has an outie. It's quite big though. Crash, we need you on chemo. Well, at least this one is a lot better than this other one I found from 2001. As far as I'm aware, this is the same plush from the same year, but from Universal Studios Australia. And I've got to say, Australia, this is one of the only video game mascots you have, and you decided to put a dead skunk on his head. This wasn't the only time either. Check out this Universal Studios Australia plush from 2005. You think the Crash of the Titans design is bad? Well, take a look at this vermin. His arms are lumpy. How can his arms be lumpy? And just look at his eyebrows. How could they do— Actually, you know what? I take all of that back. Here is an American Universal Studios plush from 1998, and blow me, what is this? I didn't know they did a plush of Donald Trump. His hair looks like it's about ready to take off. Oh, look! Quick, everyone! There it goes! And then, at the very end of the tunnel, waiting to greet you as you cross over to the pearly gates, is this one. The same people that made those Crash 4 figures that fell out of the box from earlier also made this. That's not Crash Bandicoot, that's Winnie the Pooh. This one blows chunks and sucks them back in again. There's nothing else to say about it. It isn't cool, it isn't cute, it isn't even hot. I didn't know Crash's special power was keeping nuts in his mouth.
Oh, bother, I'm Australian.
And then, just when you thought that the plushes couldn't get any worse, I am absolutely certain this is another bootleg. I know, I broke my own rules again, but come on, I couldn't not get this. I don't even want to take him out of his airtight sack. It's like I discovered a fossil. I hate it. I've got to be fair. I suppose I should take him out and get a proper look. Well, here we are. His hair is a twig. And what is going on with the rounded teeth? He's not Crash, he's Wallace.
You really ate all of these pies? You fat bastard.
And I know what you're all probably thinking. Cads, if you have taken a couple of liberties for buying bootleg merch, then did you find the original Japanese bootleg plush that would then be turned into fake Crash in the official canon? You'll be amazed to hear... No. I scoured the internet, from eBay International to websites where you could buy a wife, and I couldn't find a single one. And out of everything else I managed to find for this video, that's saying a hell of a lot for how coveted or rare it must be.
Either way, that is it for bootlegs, I promise, because I could go on forever about them. They seem to be endless, and some of them are a little bit... So let's carry on with some more official Crash plushes, like this one. It's Crash in scuba gear. Pretty cool.
This here is from Kelly Toy in 2005, and yeah, I'm not a massive fan of his floppy emo hair, his Jay Leno chin, his gangly horse riding legs, and his slightly dirty stomach. What does that belly button cheese smell like? Do I need to air it out with the officially licensed Crash Bandicoot air freshener? Despite all of this though, I really don't care, because it's a Crash plush in another costume that's overall pretty great quality. I love the see-through plasticky visor and the oxygen tube connected to the tanks on his back. Great little details. It's just a shame that Jar Crash couldn't get some of the oxygen.
You know, if I die in here, my husband's with me, so I'd be happy.
And while we're on a different costumed Crash binge, who wants to see my absolute favourite plush that can never be topped no matter what anybody says? Okay, here we have a 2001 Cash Banuka biker plush, but instead of his leather jacket, they gave him a gimp suit. All that's missing for him is a load of red lights and a pole. I love this. He's literally glistening. I never thought I'd see Crash in skin-tight PVC before, but I'm glad I have now.
Honey, do we have to?
Look, you know the rules. When I'm in bed, he stays. He's peeling off. Oh my god, it's my phone! Didn't expect that, and it's telling me that there are some American exclusive Taco Bell kids meal toys made for Crash Bandicoot. Guess I'm going to America now, but how will I get there? I can't swim. I'll get tired. Oh look everyone, it's a Crash Bandicoot bonus platform, and you know what that means? Yes! It's time for another Caddicarus bounce round! Actually, you know what the toilet reminds me of? Taco Bell. Yes, everybody, you didn't think I'd actually be crazy enough to do it, did you? But I did. We are having Taco Bell in America. You can tell it's America. I am actually in America right now. Look, that's an American phone. That's not good enough. There you go, American plugs. We are in America. We are in an American hotel. I have got Taco Bell, and hopefully, don't worry about it. Hopefully, we'll have some free Crash Bandicoot merchandise toys in the bag. And, oh, god damn it. Right, I've cleared up as much as I can be bothered, so we're gonna be having a Taco Bell dinner. And whoa, how lucky are we? We've got 4 Taco Bell toys. If any of these aren't actually from Taco Bell, well, I said that they are because they came from the Taco Bell bag, so you can't argue with facts. To start with, we've got this cool little thing, which is based on the original, like, early 90s model of Crash. I don't know what it does. It just stands there, directing traffic. And then we have this one as well, which, he's a little bit more interesting because he not only is in a strange, provocative pose, but he also can twist his arm, which I would love to show you, but I can't do it with one hand. Look, see? He twists his arm, so you can have him there or there. And when he's like this, he's perfect for the kids. You know why that is? Because in their kids' meal, they'll have their food, and then they get to take home a lovely little cigar holder. We've got this cool little Crash figure in a Jeep. He's pretty cool looking, very, very, very gleamy about everything. And the idea with him is he's got some heavy gear mechanisms in his wheels, so you can basically just kind of set him off to go, and then... Pretty cool, I like it. Not as much as I like this, though. It's, I didn't really understand what it was at first. It's actually a water gun. It's a water squirter, so you put the water in the little hatch there, and then he squirts it out of his, definitely, a turret submachine gun. I don't know why he's holding this water squirter in this specific manner. It's kind of aggressive, honestly, and I don't know about the pose either. Is he proposing to me? I do, Crash.
Okay, so I filled him up with water, I've closed the hatch, and, it doesn't, he just doesn't, well, he doesn't. He doesn't, which is a shame because I wanted to put my Diet Coke from Taco Bell in there and then kind of aim it into my mouth and drink it from the weird hole end, but we're not going to be doing that funny for this video because the toy is a piece of shit that doesn't work, although I suppose there's probably like 20-year-old mold in here and I don't want to get cholera, so I love you, Taco.
You know, speaking of merchandise... Help! Help! I'm stuck in the TV! I'm still in PS1 land and there's a kite with a face that won't leave me alone! Hello, I'm Spuds! I'm not sick anymore because I'm immortal! Don't you find it funny how Bandicoot month is June, but yet these videos are never out in damn June? Well, you can show everybody how much you don't care about that and celebrate Bandicoot month every single month with the new official Bandicoot t-shirt on the official Caddicarus merchandise store in the description below. And that's not all, there's also a Cash Banuka shirt, a new Claymation logo shirt, and a Crash Bandicoot Platinum Relic tracking poster, where you can now do exactly what Caddy did in a video a few years ago and get every single Platinum Relic in every single Crash game and check them off as you go on this poster that's designed after the London Underground map. And you have to buy something because that's the only way you're getting me out of PS1 land, and I want to get out of here right now because I can't make any money in here. Oh, and the actual real life Caddy is in here with me too. Yeah, that one that you're watching on the video right now, he's a replica, he's fake. He's right, yeah, get me out now, and don't listen to whatever the other Caddy is telling you. He's a liar, he's an imitation, he's a skinwalker. Get away from him now! Buy my merch right now to help me get out of here so I can stop him!
Now, I know I showed off the First for Figures Crash statue earlier on in this video, mostly because they are the cream of the crop when it comes to video game-based statues. I mean, Christ, look at these. I wish I had all of them. But that doesn't mean there aren't other statuettes and other high-detail display figures that you can get.
Like these ones here. Currently, at least, this is the complete set of Crash vinyl figures from U2s, featuring 4 from It's About Time and 2 random one-offs like this adorable Ripperoo and Crash going "Ah!" And while we're talking about vinyl figures, there's always Funko Pops. Oh, don't get upset with me, I'm allowed to do that, because believe it or not, I used to have the entire set of Crash Bandicoot Funkos. I've earned the right to burn them, I have no spine. I didn't burn all of them though, I got rid of them ages ago, either to charity shops or to my kids all around the house. But rest assured, you can get these if you really, really want to. But if you really want to get them, then I really want to not talk to you. In Funko's defense though, they are capable of making some good shit, especially when they aren't busy trying to replace everybody's eyes with black swollen lymph nodes. They released 6 of these mini vinyl Crash Team Racing figures in 2019, and they are some of my favorite Crash-related things that I own. You'd never guess that these were from the Pop Vinyl people. They have so much detail and personality. The characters have their own carts. All of their wheels are bent slightly differently. They aren't copy-pastes of the same plastic mold. Oxide even has his own hovercraft. How great is that? And then you have this pretty well-crafted and not too expensive Crash 4 statue from Numskull. Oh yes, first time I get to mention these guys. If you have ever owned anything remotely unique or quirky related to video games before, chances are Numskull were the ones who made it. That Christmas jumper, those Crash Team Racing coasters, the glasses, the weirdly shaped mugs, the bottle opener, even the incense burner. All of these are Numskull products. And this is another pretty cool one. Look, Crash is Gen Z. What kind of photos is he taking? This is what he sees. Oh, and you know what else Numskull are responsible for? Not these. This is a Crash 4 Coco Bandicoot statue from Cable Guys, who specialize in making statues with a purpose. That purpose being putting a controller or phone on it. That's fun, isn't it? And the box even has instructions for you in case you don't get it. There's the statue, and then you aim your object in a downwards motion towards the statue's arms with the aid of gravity to place it, and then you win. Thank you, round, bold child. I'm happy that you told me not to put my controller on your head.
Now the thing is, I think this is pretty sweet for what it is, but I wanted to see what other ones I could get, so I went back online and found myself a Crash one. But they didn't tell me it was the size of a car!
Oh yeah, is holding a phone or a controller not exciting enough for you? Well, how about a cable guy statue that can hold a Steam Deck? This is absurd, but also the most badass thing I've ever seen. Look at this beefcake propping it up.
What elbows? What knees?
And my favorite thing about these things is that in order for the stands themselves to actually function, they had to do something to their arms. They're looking a bit long today, and I'm not sure those bends are normal, but you know, if that's what needs to be done for Cash Banuka to pick up a Nintendo Switch, I'm all for it. You can make their arms look like a gangly spider, I don't mind.
During the making of this video, I was also thinking whether or not I should bother including the Skylanders figures as merchandise, considering that they're an accessory that's needed to play a game. But then I thought, yeah, why not? I mean, they're kind of like amiibos, aren't they? They're multi-purpose. You can use them in the games if you want, or you can display them, or you could fight with them. It's merchandise that also has a practical use.
And then you have ducks. These things are called tubs.
Oh no!
And they are ducks. What do you want me to say? Do you want Crash Bandicoot as a duck? Do you want Cortex as a duck? Do you want Coco as a duck? Do you want Engine with a missile in his head as a duck? Do you want me as a duck? And you know the best thing about these rubber duck bath toys that were invented specifically to play with in the bath? They aren't bath toys. Why not? What's the point of them being rubber ducks if you can't use them as rubber ducks? What numbskulls came up with this idea? There's only 4 of these so far, and they each come in their own biodome, sitting in a mini bathtub of their own, which is kind of cute, I guess, but hang on a second. What's that mark there? Is that on the inside? Is that from his nose? Are they trying to break out? Am I safe? I like these things, but why can't you use them in the bath? I mean, look, they even have the hole. You know, that bit. The hole! Every water toy has a hole. You know, the hole! You know what? You can't police me. I'm gonna play with these as they should be played with because I'm based.
They float. They're bath toys. What's the problem?
And then you have the pissiest shitty of them all. This. Look, it's our best friends at Funko again. What is this? They make soda now? Well, okay, I'm not against that idea. If you can name a cereal Graham, then you can name a soda after Funko Pops, I suppose. So let's open it up and dig in. Oh. But that's not a drink. Well, this was secondhand. I suppose there wouldn't be any drink left, would there?
Please note that Funko Vinyl Soda is not a beverage and does not contain any liquid.
Well then why?
There we go. It's liquid now. Drink up, kids.
So Funko, I'm onto you, alright? I've met this lovely fan here. He brought me this, right? I've got one, he's got one. I had number 1. He also has number 1. I'm onto you. They're not limited.
Honestly, there's only one single Funko Pop related thing that I am keeping, and it is this tiny tiger figure gifted to me by a very generous fan of my channel a few years ago, solely because it was signed by Brendan O'Brien, the original first voice actor for Crash, Brio, Engine, Komodo Mo, Tiny Tiger, Pinstripe, Cortex in Crash 1, most of the PS1 cast honestly. Sadly, however, during the making of this video, he tragically passed away at 60 years old. Mr. O'Brien, from the classic Crash villain monologues to the original undisputed whoa. Thank you for what you gave to the series, and I hope you rest in peace. I will treasure this.
Never thought I would ever treasure a Funko Pop, but, you know, life is strange. And honestly, I don't know how to transition from that without it sounding too abrupt, so... Do you want a Crash Bandicoot light-up USB cable?
This is probably the most unnecessary thing I've ever seen. It's a micro USB cable, but lights up. With Aku Aku on it. I don't get it. It also comes with some thumb grips to help you grab the cable, but sadly they are not very effective. They're too wide. Who the hell made this stupid thing? Oh, well. I can't read. Well, hey, at least you can mix and match the cable with the cable guys to charge whatever it is Crash is holding.
Hello, I'm Crash Bandicoot, and I have a Neon Willy.
Hey, Caddy, how's it going? Whoa, 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 you can't bring him in here. Why not? You know why. Ah, leave him alone, he's not hurting anyone. You crossed a line. I can't believe it. He's just invited my cousin, the mug. But he has something very important to tell you. I promise you he doesn't. Yeah, All right, what is it?
Fill me up.
drink.
So you have these mugs here shaped like crash boxes and are a total pain in the dick to drink anything out of without getting it all down your chin. But at least that's better than being a total pain in the chin to drink anything out of without getting it all down your dick. These are the most impractical cups ever created. You had one job, cup. What are you supposed to do with these? Hook your lip over the ridge of the circle and lap it up like a dog? Surely we can get a cup that actually works as a cup. It's round. It's pourable. It has crash on it. You were so close. Look, I get it, you want to make a ha-ha wacky mug, but out of every possible shape or crash reference you could use as a handle, you pick the thing that turns your fingers into a garden rake. You nearly had it, guys. I'm so disappointed. I've been disappointed by a cup. But just when you thought it was impossible to make an implement for pouring liquid into your mouth, here comes this. A mug. But not just a mug, a magic mug. Well, from what we've seen so far, magic could mean that it's just a completely normal mug, but let's put some boiling water in it and see what happens. Oh my god. My mug is ill.
Quick, Doctor! He's gone green!
God damn it. I can't lose another day. That isn't an option. Hang in there, damn it, hang in there! Nurse, get me a towel!
I can't! It's laundry day!
For Christ's sakes, man, we're wasting time! We need to act now!
He's dead. Oh no, he's not. Okay, everybody, lunch.
Right, so we may be back on the completely impractical train heading straight for unusable station, but for this one example from Numskull, I don't actually care because it's bloody wonderful. It's a two-parter, a mug and a Crash Team Racing trophy. I mean, I would never actually want to put any boiling water in here, it's too shiny, but either way, how awesome is this? It's the perfect place to keep your Crash nanoblocks in. Oh shit!
And now we have another problem. I can't drink plastic. And also, I now have more mugs than coasters, so what do I do now?
Why, get a load of lenticular 3D drink coasters, of course. These are pretty neat. Not much else to say about them. They're drink coasters, and I know it looks like it, but trust me, they aren't actually deep. They're flat. It's just a clever trick.
And while we're talking about 3D lenticular stuff, have you guys ever seen these collectible trading cards before?
Now these are pretty special. These were made in 2000 and were free gifts in old promotional packs of Italian snacks from a company called Mr. Day. Good day, Mr. Day. How does it feel to look like a hotel bed stain? All I could gather from the promo is that you could find these cards inside specially marked packets of muffins, and there were tons of them. I only managed to find 6 myself, but I'm happy with this, especially since loads of these tiny little things on eBay can go for like $80 each, so I'm good with what I've got. Tell me, Mr. Day, is your first name Wenz? So now we're out of Pastaland and back in... I honestly don't know. Are these American or English? I have no idea. It's like Christian Bale. These are apparently stickers that came from vending machines. Whatever that means, and they are probably even more rare than the 3D cards from Mr. Splooge, especially if you manage to find them unused and still sticky. I can't imagine they'd be too nice if they came with 25-year-old hair. What I find really cool about them is that they're all cut in different individual ways in a very primary school noteboard kind of way, and I know I should probably use them as stickers, but to be honest, I don't want to. They were too much munty, so I'm just gonna hang on to them safely and look at them, like most of the other stuff I bought. Why do I do this? And why did I buy this, pray tell? The absolute weirdest object I've ever laid eyes on and the single most expensive sticker I've ever bought too. All the way from the land of cherry blossoms and Pepsi Man, here is a 2002 Crash Bandicoot Game Boy Advance control sheet sticker. Look, I get the idea, I admire the attempt. Well done, Japan, you tried. But if you were going to cover your Game Boy Advance in these stickers to help you remember how to play a side-scroller that uses 4 buttons, what about all the other games you have on your Game Boy? Once you've stuck these down, you can't unstick them and swap them for another game's controls. What happens if you want to bring them back? You can't. They're stickers. You stick them on once, take them off, and then they all magically grow hair and never stick again. That's just how it works. No, I see what you're doing. This sticker is a freeloading wife for your Game Boy Advance. You have to commit to it, yet it doesn't give you anything in return and just selfishly hogs up all of the space, not contributing anything to anything aside from itself. That's what this is. This sticker is a parasitic glutton leeching on your GBA that demands you only pay attention to it and nothing else. And the ultimate irony about it is that it's for Crash Bandicoot The Huge Adventure, which, let's be real, isn't even a 10, so why did you even marry it? I've forgotten my point. At least the stickers look pretty cool, and I always love how the Japanese render their Western platforming characters. They all look completely ridiculous. Hey, how's it going? I'm a tiger.
Oh no, my debit card is on fire. I'd better find something cheap right now.
And luckily, I found some figures here from Tataku, which, despite the Coco and Cortex ones being exclusive to GameStop in the US, still didn't cost me that much, including import fees. I don't know why, I think they're pretty cool little things. They're like amiibos that are broken and have no use. You would even think that this extra special limited edition golden Crash figure would have been at least a little bit more, because, you know, it's gold. But the funny thing is, my Coco figure costed more than that. Yeah, a lesson there for you, Funko and Headstar. Just because you spray a plastic mold gold and call it limited edition doesn't make it automatically worth anything.
No way, dude. You want to know the stuff that's really valuable? Gestures of kindness and generosity. Like with what other people do for you on your birthday. And even though the 19th of June is my birthday, I decided to get Ollie some presents too. Happy birthday, Oliver.
What?
So you know the great thing about that card, I'm gonna put a screenshot up, is that the place I ordered it from, that's the only one they had. Oliver, 6 years old. That's the only one. Screenshot is on the screen. I couldn't customize it. It was just Oliver, 6 years old.
No way.
And I also got this. Okay, I will admit this isn't official, but I also got you a special present as well. I got you this.
I film.
You do? There you go. Happy birthday.
Thanks. Well, I actually got you something for your birthday.
Oh yeah? What'd you get? I don't want this. But I know somebody who does. What's up, my Long Nation? Welcome to my channel, Long Dennis Unlonging! And today we have some special limited edition Crash Bandicoot merchandise in these special loot crates! Let's see what we've got in the box! Let's see what we've got in the box! Let's see what we've got to start with! We have a Crash Bandicoot wallet! I've got one of these already! Oh no! And for another thing I already have, it is a Crash Bandicoot shoulder bag, which I also already have! But for some things I don't have, we've got a nice Crash Bandicoot hat! Let's put it on and see how it fits, shall we? Let's put it on! Let's see if it fits my long head. Hooray! I'm now ready to hit the streets with my hat and my Crash Bandicoot lanyard for all of the times I go to the Long Convention. It is a special Crash Bandicoot. Oh no! It is a TNT Big Mystery Loot Crate box. Why is it not coming off? Oh! The arch nemesis of the Long family! Small pieces of tape! Now we can get rid of this! Boom! A Crash Bandicoot hot drink travel mug! For all the times I go driving in my limousine when I sit in the very back of it! Yeah! We have a nice little we have a Crash Crate stress ball that you can squeeze. Yes! It helps me unwind when I have a new letter in the door from my Long ex-wife when she wants me to pay Long child maintenance. Angry! It's another lanyard. It's a belt, apparently. Thank you, assistant. And then the final thing from this box is, I think you put your key in it. Thank you for watching this new long unboxing. Make sure you go to gfuel.com/long to get 25% off your order. Right then, what are we looking at next? I'll tell you. Free kids meal toys from Hardee's and Carl's Jr. What? Hardee's and Carl's Jr. are American? But I've been to America. Am I going back to America? So the closest Hardee's to my hotel was an hour away. I drove an hour away from my hotel to get some Hardee's and get some free Crash Bandicoot kids meal toys from the early 2000s. Let's hope I'm lucky. Look, guys, I got chips everywhere. But either way, how lucky am I? They managed to pack the entire Crash kids meal set in here. Because look, this is one in a bag for Hardee's, and it's got 3 Crash things on it: a pullback, and a bend back. I think they gave me a used cigarette. We've got a pullback, and it's Crash riding his little jet boardy thing. You pull it back and he falls over. Oh wait, Crash Apart Crash. It's supposed to have a box he can break. Hardee's, you forgot to pack the breakable Crash Bandicoot breakable box toy. Then we have this thing here. We got a little bendable Crash, and do you know what? I thought it was going to be a piece of crap, but it's actually all right. He does bend pretty much in every direction that you want. I don't know why he looks like the color of Lucasade, but yeah, he's good. So now we get to open this, and because this is still in the bag, that means it has not been used once. Oh, look at that. Oh, it smells of the year 2001. And here he is. It's a Crash riding a big metal egg, and he has some very, very wide feet. This front on profile is really, really awful. I hate it. And this pointing at you while he looks at you like that is like he's trying to enter something in you, and I am not okay with it. What does it do? Is it just a pullback? Yep, you can stay down there. You know something? I usually love destroying priceless gaming artifacts, but I haven't felt with this video inclined to do that because this stuff was just so expensive. So right now, I am yearning to smash something. If only there was a toy of Crash Bandicoot that told me I could smash it.
It's a Crash Bandicoot Smashbox surprise. Tear off the wrapper, smash box to reveal Crash figure.
Okay, maybe not that hard.
You know what? This is an idea I can get behind. Sort of. I've never been a fan of this borderline gambling where kids spend their whole month's pocket money for a chance to get a new figurine that they don't already have. But at least in this case, the figures are pretty sweet, you have a built-in display system after you get the figure out, and it's true to what Crash is best known for: breaking boxes. It's a clever real-life crossover, not bad head start. Now all I'm confused about is why your thing that's supposed to be broken was packaged like a bomb shelter, and yet your delicate action figures were broken before I even touched them. Oh, actually, speaking of figures, I've got a few more to show you that I've acquired over the years. Like this one from NECA that my sister got for me for my birthday in 2019, and even though it looks beautiful, it's so heavy that his ankles can't sustain his mass. Bad birthday present, Rosie. But don't worry. I forgive you. It doesn't matter anyway, because later on that year, I then found this extra-large deluxe Crash figure from the same company with a jet board, and man, this is easily one of the best Crash action figures I've ever seen. The articulation, the detail, the weight balance, the fact his belly button looks like a sphincter. It's basically the first for figure statue if you were able to mess around with it. I love this thing. And you know what? These two are pretty amazing too. I've got a bit of a thing for video game-based Hot Wheels like all the Mario Kart ones, and these two, exclusive to America, are no exception. Crash and Spyro as toy cars. If I had these as a kid, I would have screamed and then chewed off the paint and died. I actually have no complaints. If Crash and Spyro looked like cars, this is exactly how they would look. And not like that demented Tommy Pickles one where the back end is a nappy filled with his own feces. Yeah, it's a dump truck, do you get it? Even the fact that Spyro has headlights that are supposed to be his smoking nostrils and Crash's nose is right up in Aku Aku's sweaty back are grounds enough to warrant a purchase for me. These are great. I'm not taking them out the packages though. What, you think I'm gonna use a toy? What am I, a savage? And then, there's probably the cream of the crop for Cash Banuka action figures. This Crash 4 figure from the Good Smile Company in Japan. These are what they call Nendoroids, little chibi versions of pop culture icons, and that would be fine enough, but man, they go all out with this. Look at what you've got to mess with here. Multiple swappable body parts, facial features, poses, eyes. You could make your own stop motion with this level of customization in your hands, and it helps that the figure itself hasn't been overly stripped down or stylized for the sake of a corporate gimmick to make their brand of figures stand out. It's just a small and adorable version of Crash. I mean, come on, look at his feet. His toes bend. Don't you want to give this little bastard a hug? No? Well, how about these? What, you don't want a hug from them? I don't know why. These are from a company called Kid Robot and are much like the Smash Crate mystery figures from earlier in that you pay to hopefully get another figure that you don't already have, except instead of you having a fun time breaking the thing open that you just bought, these mystery figures just come from bags instead, which is fine if you like a good bag. But that's not the only disappointing thing about these. I mean, you can see what I can see, right? Coco looks like she just saw a dead seagull, Crash looks like he's about to flash you, and Cortex is just... At least the masks look okay, these are pretty good, but then you get the Crash variation figure with Aku Aku on him, and once again, it not only looks like he's been soldered onto Crash's face, but it also makes Crash's face look like a giant slab of red Leicester. And then there's the normal Crash where, wait, I already have Crash. Is this another one? Why do I have two? Hang on, wait, is that normal? Did they make two versions of Crash with different eyes, or was this one just printed wrong? Is he okay? Was he born incorrect? Does he have dark thoughts? Do I need to banish you?
I think I need to banish him.
This wasn't the only thing Kid Robot made for Crash though. They also gave the plushie thing a shot, and the result is... a thumb. I mean, I guess I've seen worse, but with Cortex, I kind of lose it when you turn him around and see the rest of his hair. It looks like somebody pooed on an egg. Then they have their own bespoke Crash plush, and... oh no. The eyes are wonky. It wasn't a mistake. It's intentional.
Cash, I'm so sorry!
I also managed to grab a Coco one still wrapped in her own little cocoon, and you know what? I'm glad she's in it because I never want her out. There's something about that face, man. She's got a very Renee Zellweger fish thing going on. The best thing about these plushes, undoubtedly though, is that even though they were made by Kid Robot, they are all named Funny. I love it. I'll call this one Thummy.
And you know what else you can do with your thumbs? Aside from putting them in someone's eyes? Yes, that's right. You can use them to push in enamel pins. I write for a living.
You can find Crash pins everywhere. They're a nice epidemic, so-called because they're everywhere but don't kill anybody. But 2-pin sets in particular for me caught my eye just because they were in, well, sets. And some very cool boxes to boot. Starting with the least cool one though is this one from Numskull. Just a few basic as you'd expect pins in a crate-shaped box with a little window, nice and neat. But then Numskull had a meeting, and they were told, okay, we have some Crash Team Racing pins for Nitro Fueled. Can you sell them together? And Numskull misheard that information as create a replica magnetic toolbox. Honestly, the pins are cool, don't get me wrong, but I wanted this purely for the box alone. It is the dog's nads. You might be wondering where the other pins are hiding, and well, they are being proudly displayed on my pin backpack, along with a couple of other random Crash pins I've come across in my time. Inside the bag is also my Crash Bandicoot journal, just in case I need to write down the addresses of people that look at me funny, or whenever I feel inspired to draw some fan art. Ah! You didn't see that. And all of this goes perfectly with my Crash Bandicoot pencil case. Wait, why is it all nubby? You can't fit a pencil in there. What the— oh shit, son! It's long! It's not a shower, it's a grower! Now I finally have a place to keep my Japanese Crash Team Racing promotional ruler and eraser still sealed. How sweet is this? And also my other Crash Bandicoot ruler, Crash Bandicoot eraser, Crash Bandicoot pen, Crash Bandicoot pencil that has no lead at the end. Oh, don't worry, I can sharpen it with my Crash Bandicoot sharpener. What a nifty little thing this is. Although, I must admit, I am a bit 50-50 on it, because on one hand, it's very unique and can shrink to fit whatever bag you carry, and on the other hand, it's a foreskin. I'm sorry, I know that's vulgar, but what else do you want me to say? That is what it is, and I love how it's Torna that pops out from under the fold. Look at her face, she knows what's happening. She likes it. She loves a rubber in the morning, but no rubber at night, if you know what I'm saying.
What's that? Well, of course, right away. Just found out it was American. Oh, beans! Look, everybody, it's half past eyebrow. And you know what that means? It's nearly the end of June. 2022! And I need to go to a convention to see if any kind fans will give me some Crash Bandicoot related merchandise. I'm going to America again!
This time, I'm not going to rush it. We need to make sure we have everything. So before you leave, don't forget to pack your carry-on flight bag with another Crash Bandicoot pencil case to fit all of your charges in, and more importantly, your Crash Bandicoot A4 document wallet in order to keep your passport safe. I've always wanted Torna to look after my travel insurance. And of course, you're going to need some portable games for the flight, so make sure you stick your Switch in your Crash Bandicoot Switch case or your other Crash Bandicoot Switch case, depending on what mood you're in. Don't forget your big luggage for all of your modern licensed Crash Bandicoot clothes, and to zip them all up with your mystery bag Crash Bandicoot luggage tags. My Crash can't smell anything. But that's okay, I already have another one. And I already have another one. Then make sure you head downstairs and grab your car keys with your numbskull Crash question mark box keyring on. Stick them in your pocket while they stab into your leg and stick out like a hernia. Get in the car and start to head off, making sure that you've attached your Crash Team Racing fuzzy orange dice for extra styling. When you get to the airport and eventually on the plane, you can always choose to wear your Crash Bandicoot triple filtration face mask that I wish were bootlegs, but I promise you they really, really weren't. Look, you can see here, they're made by the same people that made some of the mugs. I can't believe it. And yes, you don't have to wear these, but I don't want to give anyone my British disease. Symptoms include beer belly, bad teeth, and an urge to colonize an African country. Then when you get to your convention, you might get lucky enough to be gifted all sorts of oddities, like this incredible Crash Team Racing electric pinball set. Yes, this was actually gifted to me one time, and it features all of the classic Crash Team Racing sound effects we all know and love, like and this is the best thing I've ever had. Thank you so much for the gift. And you might end up getting extra lucky on top of that and receive this giant-ass book made by Dark Horse, the Crash Bandicoot Files. And even though it has a lot of really amazing historical Crash artifacts like level plans, concept art, gameplay notes, and all sorts dating back to the early mid-90s when Crash was still known as Willy the Wombat, it's not actually that good because it doesn't fit in my numbskull Crash Bandicoot gaming cabinet. I mean, come on, what the hell? If you're gonna give me a gift, make it considerate. All I can do with this thing is put headphones on it and a Crash Bandicoot Switch controller, and a Crash Bandicoot Switch controller, and a Crash Bandicoot Switch controller.
Live at this convention, this lovely dude here, hello, has shown me that they had these. I had no idea about these at all, and it's too late now, so thanks for ruining my video. Anytime.
Which then led Google to recommend me this student planner from 2000, which I also couldn't find, and then all of these Wumpa Fruit scented candles from Numbskull that I couldn't find anywhere, and then all of these snacks from 2001 that I also couldn't find anywhere. But honestly, that's actually a good thing because they're from Italy and they're over 20 years old, so they probably taste like feet. And then for a final present from a fan of your YouTube channel that you definitely have, you might end up getting even luckier with this Crash Team Racing nitro-fueled car dashboard hula dancer, which you can also add to your car on the way home and look a right ballin' G. By the way, while I was wearing it for a few minutes, the Crash mask on the plane attracted the attention of one of the airplane staff.
Is that a Crash Bandicoot face mask?
Yeah, it is.
Oh my god, I love it.
Really? It's horrible.
Is that it? Are we done now? I'm not sure. What does my Crash Bandicoot 4 promotional sand timer say? Okay, we've got a little bit of time left, so I'm gonna end this video with the biggest bang that I can bang. And no, I'm not just saying that. These final things I'm about to show you are some of the rarest pieces of Crash merchandise that you can find on this planet. And I managed to find quite a lot of them. At the expense of my mortgage, but I got them! And they're easily the most valuable and coolest pieces of Crash merch from my collection.
You'd think, wouldn't you, that some of the stuff we've shown off today, like vintage plushes, the pinball set, the statue, the RC car, and Japanese exclusive limited edition things would be the pricier parts of this little collection I now have. And yes, you'd be right, they were all pretty damn pricey. And believe it or not, one of the most expensive single items I ended up finding for this was a vintage Crash 1 promo cap from 1997. Yeah, I was surprised it was expensive too, and it was so much that I'm now never gonna wear it. I could burn it though. But if you're into Crash Bandicoot and you know anything about his merchandise, then the word resaurus should send a shock to your system. If you know, you know. And if you don't, then buckle the hell up. Resaurus were a company in the mid to late 90s that had the first original rights to Crash Bandicoot action figures and plushes. In fact, just to ease you in, I'll show you something a little bit older and a little bit softer, like a grandma. I have 2 of the Resaurus Crash plushes from very early 1998, some of the earliest Crash plushes in existence, and yeah, they're pretty wicked, but I really do appreciate the love for the Komodo brothers in merchandise form. This is something you do not see every day. Going back on track though, like I said, they also had rights to the original first line of Crash action figures between late 1998 and early 2001. There were plans to make 21 in total across 3 waves of figures, but only 2 waves ever came out, and in turn, only 13 figures from the sets were ever created, the rest of them existing as nothing but concept art, leading to the remaining Crash figures out in the wild to become extremely valuable collector's items. And when I say extremely valuable, I am not exaggerating for dramatic effect of an unremarkable story. I mean that people on eBay will sell unpackaged figures for tons with missing limbs. In fact, look at this Dingodile figure here. Depending on the condition on his body and if he has his accessories, he can sell for £500 on his own, but he's still worth £150 with no accessories and no jaw.
When I was a kid, I used to have a lot of these figures, complete with accessories, and I loved them. But then I lost them. They're gone. And I'm pretty sure I chewed off both of Crash's legs. The only surviving things from us at this point are the Dingodile body that my sister managed to salvage from our old house, and I saved this Aku Aku from one of the sets, which I know doesn't look or sound like much, but this is how much it can go for online. Yeah. For this tiny, rubbery sandal. For years and years, it has been a bucket list dream of mine to try and recover these figures back to a complete set. I didn't even care if they were boxed or not, I just wanted the figures back. And obviously, as you can imagine, the biggest thing slowing me down with that was the financial aspect of it, as well as a lot of waiting around for good deals instead of me being impatient and blowing £5,000 on a Komodo Mo figure. This listing has 12 watchers, there's a market for this! And now you're about to see the fruits of my labour. After years, and I mean literally years, of bargain hunting, searching around, picking up single parts of the collection whenever I could at good prices from conventions and online, and waiting for the right moment to show off what I'd found. Here it is.
I've been collecting these figures secretly and individually for many years now and wanted to wait for the right moment to start showing them off. I don't have all 13, but I have 10 of them, all in varying conditions, but all boxed, and just looking at this lineup sets my nostalgia off something fierce. Don't worry, I wasn't stupid enough to spend thousands on each figure. I've been a savvy bargain hunter and I've been very patient, hence I'm only just talking about this now. But rest assured, this whole collection is not cheap in the slightest. You know how people invest their money into property, stocks, pensions? I put it into Crash Bandicoot figures. But I didn't do this for the monetary return in like 50 years. I did it because I wanted them. I did this for my childhood, man. And even though I don't have the complete set just yet, I still find it tragic that we never got to see the rest of the figures come to life. I know I was literally 4 to 6 years old when these were coming out and I probably would have chewed their faces off and shat all over them, but still, the idea that these never came to be is a little bit heartbreaking for me, especially for how high quality and detailed these figures are and for how much I loved the other figures when I had them as a kid.
And then I just lost them. Yeah, I really loved them that much that they vanished and I didn't care. And then I had to spend God knows how much of my own adult money to fill a void in my childhood heart, which I didn't even know I had. It almost makes you want to skin a Bandicoot and make it into a hat.
Happy Bandicoot, here's my Cash Banuka shrine.
Stan? Baptisms are just waterboarding your child for God.